Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's been a few weeks since we have had a game here at Sioux Falls Christian, but tonight's first playoff game, the Region 4A playoff game between the Vermillion Tanagers and Sioux Falls Christian, about to get underway here. So as we get this started, it looks like the Tanagers are going to go ahead and start this one off with the serve. Good serve at that, and that's an ace. A good way to start a playoff game with an ace right there. That's number 15. Kara Chapman again, another good serve. This one's going to be just rolled over. Nice block there. That's Meredith Nelson at the net. Rotating into serve is going to be number 5, Sophia O'Neill, the sophomore. She's going to serve for Sioux Falls Christian here. First serve is deep to the middle. Nicely played by Vermillion there. Sioux Falls Christian with kind of a back row hit. Not sure was that blocked. It might have been blocked. It might have been 4 hits as it came off the tape there, but point Tanagers, and we got a sub in. Number 7 for the Tanagers subbing in. That's Grace Wool. The senior middle hitter comes into the front row. It's a beautiful night outside. Enjoy the next few nights. It's going to get cold this weekend. What a beautiful night out tonight. And that's number 1, Brooke Ben Drogelin. Sorry, I massacred that name, but her serve is good. And we got a set to the outside. The hit off the tip. That was just knuckled by Taven Sickmiller. Tanagers doing a nice job of coming in system here. They've got some really good offense put together. That one's going to go off the block, though, and down for a kill. 2-2. We got another sub coming in for the Tanagers and one for Sioux Falls Christian. Kenzie Papama into the front row for Sioux Falls Christian, and I believe Quinn Christensen back into the game for the Tanagers, back in the back row. So Meredith Nelson to serve. That's going to be just a little bit long. So kind of seesawed back and forth here. That's going to bring up 13. Emma Reddig, the junior, will serve for the Tanagers. Emma serve deep to the middle. Taven Sickmiller on the outside. Really nice system, coming in system there for Sioux Falls Christian. A great reaction in the back row to get that pass to the setter, and then a set to the outside. So Wasserner subbing in a few different people here. This is going to be 13. Kate Strand coming in to serve. The left hand. Tanagers roll shot that over. Opportunity to come in the middle. Alira Dorhout dug out. Off the ceiling, still fair. Didn't go over, and they are going to be able to get underneath that one. Right back to the outside, and that's... Boy, that was in, but she may have been in the net. They called it out. Boy, that looked close. I don't have a replay quite ready for that. Sorry. Something happening with the score, too, is it's not updating. I believe it's 3-3. Try to get that figured out. We've had a couple of points, and it's still 2-2, so something not quite right there. Off of the middle. They chase it down. A big hit. They get it over. Nice job. Good job by the Chargers defense to keep that one alive. Back come the Tanagers. High and outside. She just has to pass that one over. So here's an opportunity for Vermillion. All in a block at the net. And here is that block right here. We're just going to roll shot this over. And I believe that was Alira Dorhout And she's going to rotate back to serve. Now they got the score updated. You saw it probably jump 2-2. Now it's 4-4. Oh, almost an ace. Good job to get down on the floor that time by the Tanagers, and they get the kill right here. That was number 7, Grace Wool. I believe she led in all kills for the Tanagers last time they played. That's going to float a little bit long. So we've just been back and forth, just 1 point at a time here, and we're all tied up at 5-5. Neither team able to get on a run here early. We'll see if that changes with Van Beek, the senior, coming in to serve. Lots of rotations going on here early in this first set. Van Beek's serve. Nice hard serve there to the middle. Meredith sets the middle, and Jayla Overman's going to put that down. Take a look at that right here. Meredith Nelson, Jayla Overman finds the space. Van Beek with her second serve. A lot of heat on that one as well. She is putting some zing on that. Cross court we go. Meredith Nelson goes outside this time, off the top of the net, and that's going to be a kill. I believe that was Camden Mulder. There it is again. Hard to adjust to that when it goes off the tape like that, changes directions. So Van Beek finding some pace on that serve. Little tip over, Jasmine Vanderhaar. A server's dump, or setter's dump rather. Oh, nice push there by the Tanagers. Both teams looking pretty sharp here. They're seeing the floor. You can see they've been playing for the whole season, and maybe the skills are a little sharper than they were at the beginning of the season. That's going to fall. Chargers now have opened up a 3-point lead. Oh, a nice roll shot right there by Rettig. Oh, and a great dig. Really good defense that time by the Tanagers. Sioux Falls Christian reloads, and Camden Mulder will not be denied on that one. Well, let's watch this dig here, though. It's had some speed on it. Can't quite see it. It's just off the screen. And then you've got this kill. Unfortunately, no stats tonight, as the co-host is not here. Would love to have some stats. That one's off of the libero in the back row. Sioux Falls Christian now opening a 10-5 lead. And Van Beek has done a really nice job of serving. We're going to have a substitution in for the Tanagers. That's going to be Lily Dominiquez. Van Beek really changing it up with the direction, too. She's kind of using the whole court. Setter's dump. Covered nicely. And that hit is going to go in the net. Van Beek again floats that one a little too long. So her first serve, Sarah, after about 6, I believe, solid serves right there to give the Chargers an 11-6 lead. Back to serve for the Tanagers is going to be Lily. That one is long, so a couple of service errors. Rotating in for the Chargers is going to be Fluth. Ella Fluth, the sophomore outside hitter, will serve. And just couldn't quite receive that cleanly. That was off of number 2, Christensen. Charger Blue section tonight, sponsored by Blue Stem. There's a connection there. Blue Stem, want to thank them for sponsoring the student section. The student section did not have to pay tonight, but they did have to wear blue, which is kind of normal. Tanagers just trying to get this one back over. Nice job to get that over the block. And you're going to see this one just go right over the top of that block and find the floor. So Kara Chapman back in, the freshman to serve. Chapman's serve is good, low. A little bit of an overpass there from Sioux Falls Christian, and that's going to be cleaned up for a Tanager point right there. Almost a little joust at the net. That's Mercedes Reddig. She's going to finish that one off. The Tanagers trying to claw their way back in. 13-8 now. Chapman's serve again. Nice job of mixing it up. Oh, Taven Sickmiller, and a great dig. That's going to go back over. And then that one's going to be put away. Look at this. Look at this dig right here. That was just a little bit too hard. The Chargers had another chance to reload, and they do that right here and put that one away. 14-8, Sophia back into serve. Sophia O'Neill for Sioux Falls Christian. Set to the middle, off the block. Dug out by Van Beek. Big hit. Oh, Meredith Nelson with the block. Still alive, though. Nice little rally here. Sioux Falls Christian on. That's tooled off the block and out. Right here is the first block. Meredith Nelson, those long arms. But nicely covered by the 8th grade libero, number 4, Flynn Peterson. Those things just happen. Bang, bang. You got to be in the right spot, and she was. Oh, a nice overhand hit. And again, Sioux Falls Christian blocking that one at the net. It's a good job of the Chargers getting their hands up. 16-8 in the first quarter, or first set. We'll be back in just a minute.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
All right, we are back here. 16-8. We'll get the score clock back up here in just a second. Having a little technical difficulty with that one. That's going to fall on the Tanager side. 17-8 now for the Chargers. Back to serve still is Ella Fluth. Excuse me, that's Sophia still serving for Sioux Falls Christian. A difficult set right there. Just a pass to the corner. Fluth takes that one. Taven Sickmiller winds up, and that's going to be wide. So 17-9. We'll get the clock back up here in just a little bit if we can. We got a camera issue going on, so see if we can fix that. Back into the back row, Jasmine Vanderhaar, the libero for SFC, comes back in, and back to serve for the Tanagers is number 1, Brooke Van Dronigan. Taven Sickmiller, big windup, nice dig. Again, a set all the way across, and that one's going to find the net. 18-9. Taven Sickmiller having to take it easy because of an injury for some games. Looks like she is back in operation. The big swing. Very important part of the Sioux Falls Christian offense. Nice dig by the libero that time for the Tanagers. That hit's going to almost find the student section. 19-9. Again, if you're just joining us, we had our scoreboard up and it has gone off. We'll try to fix it in between sets here, but it's 19-10. A couple more substitutions in for Vermillion. And to serve this time is Emma Rettig. And into the front row is Tessa Peterson. So Sioux Falls Christian leading by 9. Deep into this first set. And Rettig waiting to serve as the official figures some things out at the scores table. Looks like they got it figured out. Rettig serves across court. Boy, Taven Sickmiller was going to just swing on that no matter where it was. Tanagers may have been able to let that go, but they touch it, and it is a Sioux Falls Christian point. Oh, nice shot right there. Just kind of flat-footed roll shots and the timing on the block was just a little bit off right there. Sioux Falls Christian couldn't quite get to that. 20-11. And here comes that fancy schmancy scoreboard. 20-11. Set to the outside. That's Camden Mulder. She is going to put that one down. Camden Mulder on the outside. Falls Christian starting to find a rhythm here as Alira Dorhout is going back to serve. The senior. Back set this time. And Sioux Falls Christian puts that in the net. That was Jayla Overman hitting that in the net. So 21-12. Flynn Peterson puts this one right in the middle. Meredith Nelson with the back set and the big swing. Trying to chase it down, can't quite get there. Good effort. And back in comes Audrey Van Beek, the senior. Audrey was 5-5 when she came in the first time. She served 6 consecutive serves. And then the Chargers kind of went up 11-5. Got a whistle and a point Tanagers there, so now 22-13. And back into the front row is number 10, I believe that's Tessa Peterson. Or excuse me, that's number 16. That's Josie Askew. Peterson back to serve. Nice serve. Oh, my goodness. Jasmine Vanderhaar. What a dig. Sioux Falls Christian going to win that point. Look at this serve. Just had a lot of pace, and Vanderhaar diving all out just to get that over. Great job. That was a very good serve, and it was all that Vanderhaar could do to get that back over the net, but she was successful. May have caught the Tanagers a little off guard there. It was not expected. Over the top of the block that time. David Sickmiller into the block or the net. That's going to be a Tanager point. Can't quite tell if, I think that just hit the net. One more time here. Yeah, that was in the net. So a hitting error right there on Sickmiller. Another nice serve by Fisher. A nice hit by the Chargers. So we're at set point 24-14. And coming back into serve is Sophia. I believe this is her third rotation already. Sophia O'Neill, the sophomore for Sioux Falls Christian. 24-14. Chargers looking to close out the first set. That's going to be wide, though. So a service error, keeping the Tanagers alive, 24-15. And Jayla Overman, they do their little in and out so the libero can come in. Mercedes Reddick now serving for Vermillion. Good offense here, but an opportunity, and it looks like Sickmiller is going to make the most of that one. Here is the replay on the final point for set one as Taven Sickmiller puts it away. And we go on to set two. We'll be back in just a minute. And we'll be back after a couple of commercials.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in South Dakota because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
All right, we're ready for set two here for the Region 4A playoff game between the Tanagers and the Chargers. Set one, won by Sioux Falls Christian. So get the scoreboard in again right here for you. Ella Fluth now to serve for Sioux Falls Christian, going cross court, and that's going to roll off of number 12, Skylar Grease, and into the stands for point number 1 is an ace. So the Challengers came out. They had an ace in the first set. Sioux Falls Christian comes back with an ace for the first point in set 2. Fluth right back to that corner. This one handled nicely by Grease. It's passed over, but a little bit wide right in front of Sioux Falls Christian bench. Ella Fluth, the sophomore outside hitter, continuing to serve just to that position. Set to the middle, the hit, dug out by Fluth. Meredith Nelson gets it over, and Taven Sickmiller puts that one away. Here is the replay on that. Nope, that's the wrong replay. Sorry. We'll try to do that again. Here's the replay. Sure would be nice to have a stats person tonight. We did have one volunteer, but it was a little too late. So I do not have the number of kills. And Coach Zeller up on her feet trying to help the Tanagers get something in the system here. That's going to be an ace, though. So Ella Fluth has seemed to kind of found a sweet spot, giving the Tanagers a little bit of trouble here in this second set. With a couple of aces and just placing it in that spot, not allowing the Tanagers to come up with any offense. Another ace. Boy, that one had a lot of dip on it, just like a slider or something. Change up, I'm not sure, but it definitely died right in front of the libero. Same spot. There's no question about where she's going. That's going to be a rotation error, and I believe, yep, Coach Zeller is saying that's my bad. Now she's directing the players into the correct positions. All right, 7-0. Ella Fluth really having her way here, right back to that same spot. This one is going to be over. Nelson goes right back to Telvin Sickmiller, and she changes it up. Sickmiller usually swings hard, but this one she kind of look at this again, she kind of looks like, oh, I'm just going to just wail on this, and then, oh, boop. Into the donut, as we call it. Back set, and a nice block, kept alive, nicely dug out by the libero, and then that hits the floor, and the point will go to Vermillion. So their first point, after the Chargers get 8 consecutive points, that one falls short right there. Sickmiller almost had the pancake. But that came off of a really nice save from the 8th grade libero for the Tanagers. Nice serve that time. Set to the outside. Oh, Sickmiller. That hit was gas, if I may say so. So really quick set and a big hit by Sickmiller, and the Chargers rotate Sophia O'Neill in to serve. 9-1. Chargers leading. Vermillion trying to get some offense going here in the second set, keeping that one alive. Little too close to the net. I think that, number 15, Chapman, was under the net trying to save that one. So court violation there on Chapman. O'Neill, she's got some movement on that serve as well. And a nice pushover right there by, I believe that was number 7, Grace Wool, the senior middle hitter. She's had a few kills tonight. Number 16 will serve. That's Josie Askew, another senior. Askew's serve, and it's a nice top spin on it. Taven Sickmiller just bumps it over, but again, that off-speed hit, throwing the Tanagers off a little bit there. Meredith Nelson now back to serve. Meredith with those long arms. And a miss hit right there for Vermillion into the net. Chargers with a 10-point lead here in set 2. A little different than set 1. Set 1 was back and forth until we got to the first 5 points for each team. And this one was all Sioux Falls Christian early on. Now it has gone back and forth a little bit. That one tried to paint the corner with that one, but just a little bit long. That was a good thought by Skylar Grease, but couldn't quite place it where she wanted to. Right in front of the line judge. Meredith Nelson serves that one into the net. Back in for the Tanagers are Allie Peterson. He's going to go back to serve, and into the front row is Elizabeth Fisher. Oh, nice serve right down the line. And a nice job of Sioux Falls Christian to get some offense out of that. And I tell you, anytime you put the ball anywhere around Taven Sickmiller, she's just going to hammer it, and she puts that one down. That did not look like it was going to develop that way after that serve right down the line in the first touch. But a good job for Sioux Falls Christian. Anytime you just put it above the net for Sickmiller, she will most likely get a good hit on it. She's going to go back to serve now, 14-3. Sent all the way across. The roll shot, Jasmine Vanderhaar, good effort. Can't quite come away with that one, and that is going to be Tanager point. Didn't quite get the replay on that. Apologize. Flynn Peterson, the libero, to serve for the Tanagers. Nice pass right on the setter. That allows Aaliyah Dorhout to come in and finish that one off. What a really great pass. And Aaliyah Dorhout will go back to serve. Sioux Falls Christian with several seniors out there. Vermillion as well. They've got some young kids too. That was a big hit right there. Right there. You just missed the end of that set. Emma Reddick to serve for Vermillion. It's 15-5. It's just kind of stayed at a 10-point lead. Sioux Falls Christian just got out of the gates in this second set, and with a lot of momentum, and then just kind of been right around 10-point lead. Boy, a big hit right there. You get this one. She got all of that one. We had a band concert last night. We've got a game tonight. Depending on the outcome of this, we could have another webcast on Thursday night. We will have a football game webcast on Friday night as Sioux Falls Christian hosts West Central in the second round of playoffs. So hope you join us for that. A lot going on this week as Mulder has got a lot going on the outside of that court. There's several kills here in this game tonight. A lot of kills coming from that spot, whether it be Taven Sickmiller or Camden Mulder. Have not seen a slide yet tonight. We'll see if they change it up a little bit, but Meredith Nelson has been going to that left side quite a bit. We also have some cross-country runners running in the Nike preview, the regional race on Saturday. Back set this time to the outside, hit all the way across. That's going to find the floor. Right here is the kill all the way across court and just over the heads of the Chargers right there. So again, it's a 10-point lead. It's just kind of remained that way, back and forth. Askew's serve, or that was Chapman's, rather, is long. The ponytail was covering up the space in the 15. I thought that was a 16. I don't have problems with ponytails. Quick shout out to Ellie Foose and her 3 cats. Hope they're doing well. That's going to find the floor for a Vermillion point. Again, just to kind of been back and forth here, remaining as a 10-point lead in this second set. And Jernigan's serve is good. And Overman just kind of taps it over. O'Neill will come back in along with Dorhout. The front row, O'Neill will serve. And that serve right into the net. Now we have Askew serving for the Tanagers. Taven Sickmiller, that was a big hit. And I don't think you can quite see the corner on this one. It was close, but it was out. Askew's second serve is good. Nice pass that time. There's the slide. First time we've seen that tonight in a back set by Vermillion. And a miss hit right there falls on the Chargers side. So a little run here for the Tanagers as Askew will continue to serve. 19-11 now. Nelson to the outside, and then Sickmiller. Man, when she winds up, she does not hold back right here. Puts that one down. That was Taven's fifth kill of the set, according to our online statistician. You have AI and you have JK. Jenny Koima, stats. JKS. Meredith Nelson now serving for the Chargers. 21-11, back to a 10-point lead. That's going to go off of Jasmine Vanderhaar, the libero. Just defending herself, trying not to get hit in the face. And I believe we were at this exact same score in the first set, 21-12. Serving will be Allie Peterson. Again, Taven Sickmiller. That must be her 6th kill this set. She's had a huge set, 22-12. Back set that time. And a nice kill on the outside. Right here, you're going to see that. That was Grace Wool. I believe that's at least her second kill this set. Unofficial. We don't have real next-gen stats here. Actually, we do have next-gen stats if you think about Jenny Koima giving us the stats. Back set by Meredith off the top of the net. Kept alive. Pushed back to the corner. Hit. I think that was blocked at the net by Dorhout or Nelson. A quick play right there, and it's 23-13. Oh, nice pass that time. Really good offense set up that time by the Tanagers as they got a great first pass and then a nice set, and they put it away right there. Off of the block, 23-14. Rettig will serve. Down by 9. Tanagers trying to stick around here in this second set. Good serve. That's going to be an ace. Another nice serve by Rettig, but that was nicely passed. Good defense that time by the Tanagers, but that's going to be blocked by Meredith Nelson on the outside. Look at that right here. Meredith Nelson getting the block right there. 24 now. It is set point in set number 2. Aubrey Van Beek back to serve. 24-15. The libero just kind of tips that one over. Oh, great dig. Not sure if I got that one on camera. That was a really good dig right there, but the Chargers put this one away. And 25-14, they win the second set. We'll be back for the start of the third set in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us. Don't go away. All right, we're getting ready for the start of set 3. Chargers up 2-0 in this Region 4A playoff game, and this time I believe the Tanagers will be serving. It looks like that's going to be Chapman back to serve. She's had some nice serves. Started the game with an ace. We have some unofficial next-gen stats. Taven Sickmiller ended with 7 kills, Camden with 2. For the Tanagers, in that Grace Wool had 2, along with Josie Askew and Emma Reddig, and Mercedes Reddig as well with 2 kills apiece. So those are your next-gen stats. We're getting these from somebody watching the game at home. It's kind of like Wikipedia. They just, I guess, just keep updating information as it comes in. Sophia O'Neill serving cross court. Chargers leading 1-0 in the third set. A push deep. Meredith Nelson goes to Alira Dorhout. Good defense that time by the Tanagers. And a little roll shot over the net's going to get them the point. Hard to defend against this. You back up because you think it's coming hard. It hits the top of the tape and just rolls over. That's going to put Brooke Van Dronigan, the senior, on the service line, 1-1. Don't look down, but the clock is at 1:11 and it's 1-1. A lot of ones on that clock. Taven Sickmiller taps that over out of bounds, and that will be Tanager point. Big serve that time. Jasmine Vanderhaar, what a great receive. That's going to be point Tanagers. What a great serve by Van Dronigan. And Jasmine Vanderhaar came up with that. They have to adjust the antenna as it hit the antenna. But, man, that was drilled. We'll see what happens this time, but I don't think the Chargers had any idea where that last one was going. Again, another ace. That one off of Fluth in the back row. Boy, the senior putting some heat on this serve right here. Her third serve deep to the corner. That's just a little bit long. She's just going for it. Tanagers up early in this one, 4-2, and Meredith Nelson will rotate back to serve. Nice hit that time by Wool. And that's going to fall right in between two Tanagers right there. 4-3. Meredith Nelson still serving. Good serve. That's looked like it was going wide, but Taven Sickmiller saved that one. Back come the Tanagers. Off the top of the tape. They must have said it hit a Charger. Otherwise, that would have been 4 hits. So a set and a great block by Wool. Right, I'm going to show you this block by Wool right there. Four to four, all tied up here. As the libero dives on the floor for that one. A nice back set that time. Set to Taven Sickmiller. Tooled off of the block and in front of the scores table. Sickmiller with her, I believe, first kill of this third set. And the Chargers, having been down 4-1, are not up 5-4. Good recovery on that one. Wool pushes that over, but she's going to get called, I think, for 2 hits. She did kind of grab and throw it. looked a little funny from here. Thought they were going to let her get away with it, but I think the down ref called that one. Nelson's cross-court serve. It's good, coming back the other way. Nice block by Sickmiller that time, and that's going to find the floor on the Tanager side. So Sickmiller getting it done offensively and defensively here. Nelson doing a nice job of serving. She's just kind of like, that one's just an off-speed little floater. Oh, nice shot by Wool right there. She just a one-handed hit. Look at this right here. She just kind of, boink, places it right over the libero's head. Nothing she can do. Smart play by Wool there. 7-5. This set definitely starting off a little bit more competitively than the last set. Tanager is not giving up here. They are fighting. Nice serve right there. A set to the middle. And an opportunity right here. Big hit by Kenzie Papama will get her first kill of the set right here on the outside. There's Papama. Taven Sickmiller now. That looked like it was going to be long. Tanagers took it off of the, went off of the rafter. Came down quickly and they could not get that one back over. So Taven Sickmiller with the ace. Big hit on the outside that time. That's going to fall on the Chargers side. And nice kill that time. Right here you're going to see in the outside. That was 13. I believe that's Rettig. Emma Rettig, the junior outside hitter. Back to serve is Allie Peterson. Backs at that time. Boy, back and forth. Wool had it. Kinsey had it. A hit there. Oh, great effort by the Chargers. Love this effort, but it's going to go down. You're going to see the hit right here, and then up of 1, 2, trying to keep it up. Just can't get there. Good effort. So back to a 2-point lead here for the Chargers. Peterson's serve is good. Chargers go to the outside. Big hit. Nicely dug out. Wool again. She puts that down. She's having a big set. She's had a few kills. A nice block. She's getting it done in that middle. That's number 7, Grace Wool, the senior middle hitter. Making a difference, keeping this close for the Tanagers. 1-point game now. Tanagers got a little bit of momentum here in the third set, as their bench is rattling their feet on the floor. That's going to go off the top of the net, but a little bit wide. So a service error there gives the ball back to the Chargers. Unable to tie it up. Back to serve is Dorhout. She goes right back to the same location she served so successfully from in the last set. And right there again, I believe that's the number 4 spot. If Ellie Foos was here, she could tell me if I'm correct on that. That one's just passed over. And a net violation, I believe, on Overman, or there was a lift called on somebody there. 11-9, Tanagers sticking around here. 2-point lead, a very much more competitive set than the last one. Both teams doing a good job here. Flynn Peterson now to serve. Deep. Jasmine Vanderhart trying to set the outside. Oh, that was crazy. Wow, what a dig after a really good hit. Watch this replay right here. A big hit on the outside, and that just trying to get hands on it, and it lands right on the line. One more time. Big hit on the outside, and the libero gets her hands on it, and it hits inbounds. And the Tanagers back to within one at the net. Net violation, and the Tanagers tie it up, 11-all. Flynn Peterson now continuing to serve, and she's doing a nice job. That was so close. David Sickmiller made a little dance move to get out of the way of it. She looked like she was going to take it, and then she decided last second to let it go by. So that will bring Aubrey Van Beek, the senior, back in to serve. 12-11, Chargers leading. Little roll shot right there for the Tanagers. The setter's dump. That was good awareness by Meredith Nelson. She didn't get the point, but fun to see. And the Tanagers get that point. Tie it up again, 12-12. Back to serve is Emma Rettig. Outside this time. Big windup by Mulder. It was dug out and hit back over, and they're going to find the floor right there. I tell you, the Tanagers have really stepped up their offense here in this third set. They find the space right there and now lead 13-12. They led at the beginning of this set 4-1, and then the Chargers came back. But the Tanagers have managed to keep it close ever since, and now they have the lead. Big hit by Mulder. Back the other way. Dug out nicely by Taven Sickmiller in the back row. And that one's going to find the net. A miss hit. She wishes she had that one back. That was Josie Askew. I'm not sure if she was trying to go down the line or what she was doing on that one, but that allows it to be tied at 13 as Fluth will serve. And that's going to be an ace. Fluth might want to take a little bit off this next one. I think that was going out. The Tanagers kept that alive. Hard to tell sometimes, but nice little floater right there. Good serve. And a little tip over. Covered nicely by Vanderhaar. Outside and a nice block. Right here, Taven Sickmiller winds up in a really good block on the outside that time. And we're all tied at 14. I got a text from our next gen stats that says that's 5. I'm not sure what that's 5 of, but a little bit of an odd thing there, and there's going to be a point. Again, Tanagers taking that point that went off of Jasmine Vanderhaar, off of her side of her body. I'm not sure what happened there, but I tell you, they're really just winding up. Chapman's serves good. Up through the rafters, back down. Coming back down just a little too quick. Hard to judge those when they go. It's like a ping pong, or not ping pong, but a pinball machine up there. Set to the middle, a little tip over. Kept alive. An opportunity right here for the Tanagers to come in system. They're going to go back row. Fluth. Nice defensive play there for the Chargers. Again, another opportunity right here trying to dump it over, trying to surprise the Chargers a little bit. Back set, big swing. Again, good defense by the Chargers. Big swing from the Chargers, nicely dug out. This is a really fun rally right here. Both teams playing better. Man, great play at the net right there. Oh, they just couldn't quite come up with that one, but here's just a little piece of this quick. It's just boom, 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 keeping that alive. Playing that again. Look at how quickly. This is, of course, at 60%. Boom, boom, boom. The reaction there, the reaction time, fantastic by both teams. It's fun to watch. That one deep into the corner. Oh, good effort by the libero. Happy to see she's okay because she came awfully close to contacting the bleachers with her head. (17-15). Chargers open up a 2-point lead. Both teams battling here in this third set. It's been fun to watch. Meredith Nelson pushes that one deep. An opportunity here. She's going to go outside. Good hit. Here come the Chargers again. Taven Sickmiller loads up, and she's going to put that one away. Boy, what the first two sets may have lacked a little energy, this set definitely has brought the energy, both teams. And O'Neill now, the sophomore, to serve for the Chargers. And she's going to get an ace. And we've got a timeout. All right, we coming out of the timeout here. Chargers leading by 4. They have led by 4 earlier in this set. Tanagers fought their way back into it, had the lead just a little bit ago. It was close, kind of back and forth, and definitely bringing the energy. Both teams fighting for this fourth set. Chargers trying to put it away right here. O'Neill is going to serve. Right back to that number 5 spot. We have a rotation error, I believe, on the Chargers being called, or something in the lineup there, and that's going to be point Tanagers. (19-16). We've got, I think, everything squared away here. Tanagers will get the serve, and that's going to be Brooke Van Dronigan, the senior. Nice serve. Boy, she has got, I tell you, that was really nice. She did that last time too, just putting all the heat on it right there, and it just drops right in front of that back row. That one flew right on the setter. Big hit. Oh, nice dig. And just pushed over on the outside. Both teams just kind of tapping it over. There's a swing. Went off the head of Alira Dorhout. Kept alive. Good presence of mind to Meredith Nelson to dig that one out. Block. Kept alive. Wall tries to push it over. I've never seen so many balls just be tipped above the head, just lightly tipped and not hit in that set, just kind of back and forth. Chargers come out with the point on that one, though. Now they lead 20-17. This third set has been quite entertaining. Nelson goes cross court. Oh, nice effort right there by the Chargers to keep that alive. We'll do that replay in just a second if we can. There's a hit. Still going in this one, though. Not over yet. She tips it. Tanagers keep that one. A nice overhand hit right there. Right back on the setter this time. Oh, and Sickmiller finishes that one off. But look at this replay right here. The defense from the Chargers. Jasmine Vanderhaar, and then the dive by Nelson to keep that alive. Great effort. Got to show you that defense one more time. First hit, second hit, and then over. And we're back live. Wool is going to put that one down. She didn't have to do much. It kind of fell on the Chargers' side. 21-18. See if the Tanners can do something here to pull the score a little closer. It's Josie Askew. Really good first touch that time. Little roll shot. That's going to hit the antenna. Askew serve. Good. Nelson setting the outside. Sickmiller is blocked. That is going to go wide. And indeed, the Tanagers within 1 point now. Askew continues to kind of serve that 5 spot on the Chargers side. We'll see if she goes this time. Oh, that's just changes it up a little bit with a little floater. Sickmiller. And not sure what happened right there, but they do. They tie it up 21-21. Coach Wassenaar going to call a timeout right here. And you got to hand it to the Vermillion Tanagers. They have not gone away. They have continued to fight. Definitely got a lot of spirit over there on their bench. So Wassenaar wants to talk about it a little here, try to get the offense back in sync. Once again, thanks for joining us tonight. We will have a webcast on Friday night as the boys football team will host West Central Friday night for the second round of the playoffs. Depending on the outcome of this game, it's possible we'll have another webcast here on Thursday night. We have to, the Chargers would have to win right now in order to do that. The Vermillion Tanagers continue to serve. This time back, and that time the Chargers come in system. They get things straightened out, and you're going to see Taven Sickmiller doing what she does best. She puts that away for the kill in the third set. Chargers up by 1 now, 22-21. Sickmiller's serve is a little bit wide. So now we're all tied at 22. And I tell you, every time the Tanagers get a point, their bench gets a little bit louder. Ellie Peterson back to serve. An opportunity right here coming in through the middle. Lyra Dorhout chased down. Can't quite get to it. That was Mercedes Reddig doing everything she could. Chargers just 2 points away from finishing out this match. And Dorhout will serve. Back to the number 5 spot. That's an ace for Dorhout. And now set and match point for the Chargers here in the first round of playoffs. No room for error for Vermillion as the senior will go back to serve, and the student section is right behind her. And Dorhout's serve is good. Hit over. On the outside, Mulder blocked, kept alive. Right back to Mulder. She taps it over, and that's going to fall, and the Chargers will take the set and the match tonight in 3. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here because of that win. The Chargers will play again Thursday night at 7 o'clock. We'll see you back here for that. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.